I'm a mathematician and a physicist here, a double major, and I also just won the most prestigious award in the country to pursue research at any institution I want.
Whoa, calm down, Jamal. Don't pull out the 9.
So I think I'm pretty, qualified to say that most of what you're saying is based on, old data to be able to talk
I literally
about.
cited the DSM-5 in the speech, and it's called gender dysphoria, which is
I
the
literally
term that I
said-
use throughout the speech, not gender
You
identity
sound like a
disorder,
bozo,
which is how to
bro.
identify
And you get no
the
pussy,
disorder.
and you can't even make your wife wet, bro, so what's good? No,
You're
think
right.
about Native American.
Nailed it.
Third gender people, I'm not saying that. Third gender people are just Native American societies, Western African societies, like Southern Native American societies, like Mexico. So in other places that are not white dominated,
And they
like
are
the United States or
incorrect.
Europe. And so you're
I'm
saying
saying
white,
they're biologically
so non-white
incorrect.
people, I'm a mathematician and a physicist.
My wife is an actual medical doctor.
I'm a mathematician and a physicist.
My wife is an actual doctor.
I'm a mathematician and a physicist.
My wife's a doctor.
I'm a mathematician and a physicist. I'm 20.
As a mathematician and a physicist, what in the hell do you know about human biology?
And you got
that
your
allows
law
you to
degree from
deny it?
Harvard. What do you know about biology?
Fortunately, I know a doctor who's my wife.
I'm a mathematician and a physicist here, a double major, and I also just won the most prestigious award in the country.
If your logic is so flawed as a mathematician and a physicist, I would suggest that whichever institution gave you an award, revoke it immediately.
I'm a mathematician and a physicist.
Frankly, I just want to run directly, screaming through a plate glass window.
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Courting. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I'm having a wonderful day. It's my birthday. But what's more wonderful than that is I've finally been able to secure an employee to help me deliver my show condensed down into a 1 hour type podcast. Cuts out all the transitions and all that kind of stuff. It's available everywhere. So I have the Quartercast channel, which I just uploaded today's episode. This is everything from yesterday. But then also, and it's not just chopped together. It actually flows good. So you can listen to it as a show. It's also on Spotify. It's also on Apple. It's also on Podbean. So if you go to thequartering.podbean.com, you can listen there. Or you go to Spotify, seek out my show, find it there. It's on everything. If there's a platform that you get your podcast from that I'm not on, let me know and I'll get on it. Now, yesterday was an interesting kind of blast from the past where Ben Shapiro was speaking at a college, and we had one of the most epic owns that I've ever seen. By the way, I'll put the podcast links in my link tree in the comment section down below, by the way. So this is a post from Barrett Wilson. I think he's over at the Post Millennial still, I believe. I'm not surprised that this mathematician and physicist who was just humiliated by Ben Shapiro won a prestigious award. That's exactly the problem. My gosh, what a moron. You see in this article here, we're going to actually look at the response because it just really encapsulates the pseudo-intellectualism of the modern day college campuses. Look, I was young too. The difference is when I was in my 20s, I knew that I didn't know everything. I still don't know everything, and it is impossible to know everything. The amount of hubris and humiliation that immediately follows after this kid thinks he's going to mentally battle Ben Shapiro is all the birthday present I could ever need, other than you clicking that red subscribe button down below. Hey, if you haven't subscribed, make it my birthday gift. I would absolutely love if you subscribe today. It's free. Daily Wire editor emeritus Ben Shapiro on Monday responded succinctly to a heckler shouting F you during a speech at a University of North Carolina at Greensboro campus titled, Men Cannot Become Women. At least one heckler gained the audience attention after shouting F you at Shapiro prompting another to respond. As things settled down, Shapiro briefly addressed the disruption. Okay, so two quick things. F you is not an argument, Shapiro said to Cheers, and to no thanks, I'm not interested. And when he was heckled, Shapiro was talking about the tragically high self-deletion rates among people who identify in the trans community, even if they've had so-called gender-affirming surgeries or not. Shapiro took on a host of students' questions following his speech, including one from a student who took to spewing insults at the author after unsuccessfully trying to point out flaws in Shapiro's sources. Now, I'm going to show you some of the transcript, but I think it's better if we see the video. I mean, it's just better. Now, it starts off with, I'm a mathematician and a physicist. Let me just be very clear. When you're in college and you're studying mathematics and physics, you are not a mathematician. You are not a physicist. Okay? You are studying these things. A double major. Ooh, I was a double major. Big whoop. My wife was a double major. Big whoop. Anyway. Also, I just won the prestigious award. I like how he calls his own award prestigious. Won the prestigious award in the country to pursue research at any institution I want. The student prefaced this question. Congratulations, a sincere Ben Shapiro interjected. So I think I'm pretty qualified to say that most of what you're saying is based on old data, the student claimed. I literally cited a study from last month, but sure, Ben Shapiro said. Like, for example, gender identity disorder, that's DSM-4, bro. And we use DSM-5 now, the student said. Shapiro responds, I literally cited the DSM-5 in the speech. It's called gender dysphoria, Shapiro explained before the student started mimicking him in a mocking voice and said, Shapiro sounds like a bozo, bro. The insults continued, and you ain't getting no pee, and you can't get your wife wet, bro. So what's good? The student said, smiling to himself. And there you have it. Like, exactly. After boos were let up by the audience, Shapiro replied, so the nice thing about having several small children is I don't feel the necessity to have my masculinity challenged by someone like you. The student, more aggressive now, scolded Shapiro for having a Western colonial idea of gender. You're right, men and women don't exist in any other culture, Shapiro said sarcastically. You nailed it. Right. I'm a mathematician and a physicist, the frustrated student screamed after the two continued to debate. As a mathematician and a physicist, what in the heck do you know about human biology that allows you to deny it? Shapiro questioned, sparking applause. The student then yelled to Shapiro, you got your law degree at Harvard. What do you know about biology? One other thing, Shapiro, that's a fair reply, by the way. One other thing, Shapiro closed up the exchange. If your logic is so flawed as a mathematician and a physicist, I would suggest that whichever institution gave you an award, revoke it immediately. And then the guy went on to upload 4 minutes of absolute copium, which we're going to take a look at. But I mean, like, this is, again, this is somebody who wants to be taken serious as some intellectual showing up in a undershirt at an event to totally pwn Shapiro.
Award in the country to pursue research at any institution I want, the National Science Foundation Graduate Research Fellowship. So I think I'm pretty, qualified to say that most of what you're saying is based on, like, old data.
Like old data.
But my question to you,
I
so I want you all to, like, realize
last
that.
month, but sure.
Like, for example,
He just cruised right past that.
gender identity disorder, that's the DSM-4, bro. We use the DSM-5 now for psychologists to be able to talk
I literally
about...
cited the DSM-5 in the speech, and it's called gender dysphoria, which is
I
the term
literally
that I
said-
use throughout the speech, not gender
You
identity
sound like a
disorder,
bozo,
which is how it's
bro.
identified
And
in the DSM.
you can't even make your wife wet, bro, so what's good?
I mean, that's like the liberal mindset, isn't it? Like,
So, number one...
like that, I've lost the argument. I've lost the argument badly. I say bro every 2 words. And, I think while this child may be more qualified to speak about certain mathematic things or certain ideas in physics, he is not a mathematician. He is not a physicist. He is studying these things, and he looks like he's about 18 or 19, so he hasn't been studying them long. And here, I'm not sorry, Ben Shapiro, Quinton uploads an account of my attendance to the YAF funded by Ben Shapiro event. Let's just take a look at it. It has, let's see, 4 likes, 1,700 views. And again, I'm not trying to pick on the kid, but I don't think that he went there in good faith. I think he went there to try and own Ben Shapiro, and it was embarrassing. It has 200 dislikes and 4 likes. Well, let's just take a look at some of the comments. The only thing this guy lacks is common sense. You don't need a degree for that. Doubling down on the fail. Incredible. It'll be interesting when his 40-year-old self watches this and can cringe with us. Quote, this is what black excellence looks like. For the good of black excellence, this better not be true, someone wrote. Dang, I'm glad I didn't pay big money to attend modern universities. I would have been part of the cult. Smugness and stupidity often go hand in hand, and you are living proof of that. Here's another one. You just embarrassed your whole family, university, and whoever granted you that award. How can you honestly show your face in public after that? I want whatever you're enjoying if you genuinely think you did something. I mean, like, the whole thing, this guy is a walking argument for not forgiving student loans. I mean, this everybody in the comments just, like, insane copium.
My name is Quentin Merritt, and I just roasted. But before I get into the reasoning behind my actions, Merritt, and I just roasted Ben Shapiro.
No, you didn't. You, a child, told Ben Shapiro, I assume a father, I don't know, that he doesn't get laid. That was you roasting Ben Shapiro. You saying he doesn't get laid and he can't get his wife wet. That's roasting. But
before I get into the reasoning behind my actions,
and where are you staying?
Background about my experience at the event. I went with a friend, and we strolled through campus to get to the gym. You know, waited patiently in line, shuffled through security, all to get to the biggest and most controversial event of our time in college.
That's odd. You need to experience more things.
Shapiro at UNCG. And as we walk down the stairs and try to squeeze into our seats and settle in for the event, we hear someone yell, "I hate minorities," just like that. My friend and I immediately looked at one another with shock.
That never happened. I guarantee you right now that it never happened. Imagine going on here as a mathematician and a physicist and just outright lying to people. This is 4 minutes of copium I'm not going to subject you to, and it's absolutely pathetic that this kid would try to use faux racism as a clout grab. Maybe you should call old Jussie Smollett and see how that worked out for him. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.